I follow Cam Newton on Instagram, and he's got some great stuff. There's a video that he put on IG yesterday. It looked like it was at UCLA. If you know anything, but I always do that when you watch videos, you look at the background, where is he? Where's that workout? And Odell Beckham Jr. can see the OBJ cleats. OBJ has no shirt on. He's throwing the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. Oh, that's UCLA. I see Poly Pavilion in the background. That's at one of UCLA's practice fields, right? And then you see a UCLA football. Oh, hey, I know where that is. Actually, right down the street from where we're broadcasting from. So look, it's cool. It's set to music. He's got iron sharpens iron. That's great. It looked really good. No downside to it. But I do think that there's a separation between social media and the real world. Right? I saw this quote: "It is possible for you to work out without it being filmed." Right? It is possible. There are workouts all over Los Angeles, not just in football and basketball and baseball, that aren't being filmed. Justin Verlander just posted on his Instagram him throwing in a cage, right? Guys are working on their games. They are making preparations for some sort of upcoming season. And for Cam Newton, who doesn't have a job, who's trying to show that he's healthy and ready whenever called upon, can do the job. And if you don't believe me, just ask Odell Beckham Jr., one of the elite wide receivers in the NFL, who he's working with and honing his craft with. But Cam Newton doesn't have a job, and there's a litany of reasons why. If the argument is or was, it was $19 million, first of all, it's actually not that much in the grand scheme of things if he's legitimately a starting quarterback. Secondly, now it's not a $19 million salary cap number. It's whatever you want it to be or whatever he's willing to accept. And for Cam Newton, if you talk to people in the league, whether it's the fact they haven't been able to evaluate him because of quarantine, or it's because, hey, look, Carolina had him, allowed him to go through rehab, and then released him. Or maybe it's that the Redskins and his former coaching staff chose to bring over his backup instead of Cam Newton, or that Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, who are in Buffalo, also used to be part of Carolina's staff. They haven't shown any interest. When people who know you and have worked with you haven't shown any interest, and then other teams are suspicious of the health of your shoulder, which is the most important part of your body if you're a quarterback, especially one as athletic as Cam Newton is and most definitely was early in his career. He has to be more of a thrower now, especially once he hits 30 years old. He's had multiple leg operations. He's got to be more of a thrower. And people are wondering not just if he's healthy, what his throwing motion's like, and if he can stay healthy. It looks cool. But does it really translate the message you want to the rest of the NFL? I think the answer is not really. Right? If you're trying to get likes, put it on IG. If you're trying to get better, you should be working with specialists, especially, and if you're going to put something on, this is planned out. Somebody doesn't just follow you around with one of those really cool cameras and film a workout and set it to music. You got somebody who's editing, and it's movie quality. I am not disputing that it looks cool. But if you're trying to sell yourself to an NFL team as being ready, have a specialist working with you. Show us film of you working on your footwork, your release, and the ability to replicate time and again the exact same release. Show us that. That's actually working with other elite quarterbacks, working with guys that are making you better. That's actually iron sharpening iron. This is just two superstar athletes going out and throwing the ball out in the yard. It looks cool and it's fun, but does it actually say to the NFL, hey, I hear you. I hear that you think I'm not healthy. I hear that you think my throwing motion was a little bit screwy, and that's why I was throwing dirt balls before I had a shoulder operation and then before they shut me down for the year. And here's what I'm doing to improve my craft as we get ready for this upcoming season. Look, it's not going to be easy for him, and he may be in prime position because you can love RG3 all you want. If, God forbid, something happens with Lamar Jackson, you saw the video that was out there yesterday, you're like, oh, man. Something happens to Lamar Jackson, something happens in Buffalo to Josh Allen, something happens to Deshaun Watson, something happens to Dak Prescott. Something happens to any legit starting quarterback, the first call you make should be to Cam Newton. It should be. And so maybe he becomes the country's backup. But between carrying the badge of, hey, the guys that worked with him to this point have chosen not to employ him, Carolina, D.C., or in Buffalo, the fact that he still is trying to be a social media star and not an NFL star. Like, look, all these quarterbacks are working out. They all are. Aaron Rodgers is in L.A., is throwing to guys. Don't see it on IG, right? Deshaun Watson is throwing to guys, right? Lamar Jackson throwing to guys apparently on a beach and making guys fall and getting tackled by a jet ski, causing us all to hold our breath. But they're all doing their work, making their preparations. You're the one who's putting out a music video instead of showing us that you can throw, showing us that you're honing your craft. Maybe I'm missing what he's trying to show us, but I do think there's a disconnect there between trying to be social media popular and showing the NFL world that you're ready to work.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.